Hi, I'm Pat France, Vice President of Marketing at Incisive Media. I'm here today from LMA conference, and I'm here with Ellen Auwarter. How are
Hi,
you today?
Pat. I'm very well, thanks.
And thanks so much for spending a few moments with us.
My pleasure.
Ellen is a legal marketing professional, and I wanted to just take a few moments to talk with you about legal marketing. If you can tell me, this is a challenging times that we are in for marketing law firms and legal services. What would be your best advice to firms as they try to build their businesses?
Well, I think my advice is best summarized in the phrase, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think the right sizing that's occurred with all the layoffs is a good thing to the extent that it trims down to the bare essentials. People refocus, figure out what they need. But I think too many firms are tempted to eliminate business development and marketing and to cut away, particularly at that middle level. They'll keep the head person who's strategic and the worker bees, so to speak, and then they'll leave out that middle layer, and so there are a lot of people at that middle layer out of work. I think the best advice I can give is try now to get back to being strategic. Involve your marketing and BD folks in the strategic planning process, because the best marketing, the most effective marketing and business development I've found is more programmatic and less one-off.
Right.
And I think the kind of things that you do at Incisive play right into that kind of strategy. A long-term goal, and make sure everything is consistent with that long-term goal. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. So, because you're saying marketing, and whether it's building the brand, building business, it really is about a long-term strategic approach, and to ensure consistency and building the message as well. So that's absolutely makes all the sense in the world.
Good.
In terms of various tactics and marketing channels that you've used in the past, can you tell us a little bit about what you've seen has been the most effective? And
yes, I plug for LMA here too. I only have a short window of time at the conference, so I just finished one of my favorite things, which is looking at the Your Honor Awards and the postings of all the finalists. And I think that incorporating all elements of the marketing mix is still important. Some are more important than others. And again, it's a combination of don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. People are so understandably hot on social networking and social media. And I think those should be used to their fullest effect. However, you still need gatherings of people. The purpose of social media, social networking, is to connect people. But the building of relationships, no substitute for in-person contact. So those would be my recommendations. And we could go deeper into this, but
so it sounds like that any marketer and anyone in the firm really should understand the objective and how to use each individual channel. As you're saying, live events have their purpose, social media has its purpose, as well as I'm sure print, etc. Each has their own role, and in terms of building a long-term plan, you need all of them.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you mentioned print, because I know print is getting a bashing, and I'm sure your advertising is down, and I'm looking at your sign, print, online, in person, love it. I talked about online and in person, now let me talk about print. I'm the daughter of a retired newsprint salesperson. My father was in the newspaper business for years. No one wants to see print succeed more than I. I think the use of print needs to be more strategic. I think that your reprint department is an underutilized resource potentially, because people like to see longevity to their printed pieces, and what better way than through reprints? I think that, because they can be used with mailings, they can be used at conferences, and people still like to feel tangible stuff because not everyone has a Kindle yet, and although I want one desperately, but it's people like to read.
Right.
Now, as far as print magazines, it's a question mark, and unfortunately that model is still advertising. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know.
Okay.
But I think, again, if you take the long-term approach, the strategic approach, corporate counsel will not die as a magazine.
Right.
American Lawyer will not die as a magazine.
Absolutely.
They're part of the institution, and the more I think you get those into the consciousness of people, the better.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.